Hello, welcome to my channel. Today's topic is about how to take back your power. This is very powerful because without power, we know you are nothing. When I'm talking about power, is power of being you, power of being seen, power of doing things that you know you came to do in this lifetime. So today is the day that you're going to stand up there and say to yourself, I am back. Why are you back? Because who knows how long you've been hidden. And when we're talking about being hidden, we're not saying shying away somewhere in a cave somewhere. We are talking about following a script of a system, following a script of social norms and values of maybe your own ethnicity or maybe nationality or societal norms. So when you follow those scripts, it doesn't mean that it's really you. What I'm saying right now today is very, very powerful because there's so many people. Someone said, there's so many people who died at 21. Even though they lived up to 87, 93 until you all be celebrating. Say, oh, look at this gentleman. Let's do a celebration of John, Peter, Michael. He lived to 97. But guess what? John had died a long time ago here. He died at 21 because he didn't actually feel like he had that fulfillment in life. He didn't feel like he had power. He felt powerless throughout his life, but he just didn't know how to tell you. Why do you think John, Peter, Mary, or whoever it is might have been feeling like she or he died at 21 but lived up to 97? Because they felt powerless. They felt powerless walking down the street. They felt powerless doing a job that they were not happy with. They felt powerless living in a country or in a society where they felt like they didn't have a voice. They felt powerless living, walking, waking up every day, doing the same mandatory things that didn't give them internal happiness. Only because they have to pay the bills, because society says you have to pay rent, you have to pay council tax, you have to pay electricity. It's mind-blowing and it's never ending. So John, Peter, Mary, Susanna, whoever, Rachel, lived to 100 but died at 21 because that's where their passion died. That's where they realized, now I am not free to be who I wanted to be. I am not free to be that person because society already has got, it's a system. It's already set out for me to just follow that script. But today, we are going to change. You are not going to be that statistics. We are going to change that narrative. And you are going to take back control and take back power. Today you say, no, I am back. It doesn't matter how old you are. You might even be 18. You're about to get to that level where you say, okay, I'm going to start my life. You might be 57 and thinking, well, it's nearly the end for me. It doesn't matter how old you are. You might be 75. You can be resurrected and take back your power. But how are we going to do this? Take back your power so you can be happy. You can be purposeful. You can have that internal peace, gratification, and happiness that you came for in this lifetime. If you think about it, it's mind-blowing. You only have one life. One life that you came for. But imagine how we just give away our power at a certain time, where we stop believing, when we stop. If you see, look at it this way, if you see a toddler, right, up to the age of 5, up to the age of 7, they look at how they interact, how they believe they're going to be flying the world, how they're going to be pilots, how they're going, they have imaginations, self-belief. And they already have thinking they're going to make it in life and they're going to be who they want to be and be happy. But guess what? The reality starts in now when they start now all that education system and it all goes on. And by the time you get to university and get a job, it just goes downhill from there. Because we realize that no matter how the power, the passion which was burning inside of us, it's all taken away from us. Because why? Number one, the main thing that they took away from us was time. Do you know? I used to think when I was growing up that the most important thing in life is actually money. There is no point to be rich and have millions of pounds, dollars, I don't know, whatever currency of wherever you're coming from. If you have all that stashed away somewhere, or even if you buy the biggest car, the biggest house, and all sorts, But if you don't have time to enjoy all those that you've acquired, even not even just to enjoy, to just be, to be purposeful, to be present, then it's all vanity, isn't it? It's all vanity, because if you don't have time, which is the biggest resource of happiness, abundance, is time, actually, because with time you can do what you want. There's no time constraints, so you're not constantly checking what time is it. You can go and meet up whoever you want to go and meet up. You can travel the world. You can eat what you can have time to be you. But if you don't have time, you have nothing. So they might promise you, okay, fine, come and do this job for 12 and a half hours. But they know if they've taken 12 and a half hours out of your day, think about it, a day is 24 hours. So the 12 and a half hours or the 12 hours, it's half of the day is gone. So you live, let's say you're supposed to start 8 o'clock. I'm just trying to give you a scenario here of how time is precious, how we just give away our time every day without even like looking at it and see actually and reevaluating our purpose, our life, and our activities of every day. So 12 hours is already gone, which is half of your day, and it's going every day, Monday to Friday. You're giving away 12 hours to the system, to the society, to pay bills, to so you have nothing really, because half of your life in this lifetime, you gave it away. It didn't belong to you. You gave it to a system, and the other time, the other 12 hours, that is the only time for you to go to sleep, shop, exercise, eat, clean. If you've got children, have homework with the kids. Also, so in the end, really, if you think about it, you never had time. And if you didn't have time to give to yourself and be present in this moment, so even if you lived to 100 years, 50 years, you gave it away already. And the other 50 years, it was time that you're supposed to be sleeping, because in that 50 years, you had to split that 12 hours to do all the multiple things that you're supposed to do. So realistically, you realize that already everybody is giving away their power the moment they wake up, if we are not intentional. So today we're going to teach you, how do we take back our power? Number one, we're going to start with stop distractions, okay? So let's write the topic. Take back your power. And when we're talking about taking back your power, we're not necessarily talking about being rich, we're talking about being you, being present, being happy, because this life is too short. And let's try to live it as to the fullest potential as possible. Okay? So, number one is we're going to stop distractions. So if you think about it, we already have said half of the day is gone giving back to the society, to the system, because we have to pay bills. So you have to have a job, right? And that is in most places. It doesn't matter which first world, third world, fifth world, I don't know, whichever country you are, there are bills to be paid. You still have to, everything is currency. And unfortunately, for you to be able to, it's exchange of currency. For you to be able to get currency, you have to give something. And in our situation, in most people's situation, like 99% of the population, it's your energy, which is your time, right? Your energy is going to be a job where you're going to go and work for you to get paid. So that is the exchange of that currency. So if we're already going to be giving that automatically, because that is expected of us, that's how we'll be able to survive. So what are we going to do with the rest of the time that we have for now, before we find something to sort out this issue that we have to wake up every day and give our time to somebody? For now, before we get to there, what do we have to do with the little time that we have? So stop distractions. So what are we talking about? What distractions are we talking about? The biggest one in this day and age: social media. This can be used to help you, but it can also be used to distract you. Why am I saying this? Because you have to be intentional in everything that you do. You have to be intentional, because everywhere it's like there's something kind of like a superpower, invisible power, that is always trying to draw you, so that you waste your energy, you waste your time, you waste. Before you know it, you are too old. You're now just lying down. You have no energy left to do anything, because now you're 99, right? But when you between 2018 to 99, the amount of force and energy that has been fighting, it's like you're in a constant battle with your purpose, which unfortunately most people don't even know what they came here for. So your purpose is not your job that you go to 9 to 5. No, everybody came here with a purpose, for a purpose in this lifetime. For me, for example, I can say my purpose is to talk and motivate people, human beings, to get up and believe in themselves and make it in life, right? That could be a purpose, but does it not mean I still have a job? Of course, yeah, like most people. But most people, right, when they come out from that job, instead of them working on their purpose so they can, at some point down the line, leave that system where they have to be waking up every day and give 12 hours to a system, work on your purpose, so that your purpose, whilst you're helping humanity, whilst you're fulfilling what you came for, is going to give you abundance. In so doing, you realize you don't actually have to work 12 hours. You can maybe work now down to 3 hours every day, doing your purpose that you came to do in this lifetime, but even getting more abundance and time that we don't have. But like I said, social media is there now. Before social media, actually, there was television, right? So after coming from those 9 to 5, 12 to 12, 8 to 8, I don't know how many hours, most people are doing 10 hours, 12-hour shifts. Instead of you coming home to reflect and say, for how long, and at this time you're 23 years old, for how long am I going to be doing this shift's work? For how long am I going to be waking up and giving my energy, for currency every day for the rest until I'm 65, until I'm 70? No, they made sure, this is the system, that when you're coming from this work, they've drained your energy in those workplaces anyway, because most of those workplaces are toxic, number one. By the time you get home, you're so tired to even think of anything. You quickly just have a shower, grab an unhealthy snack somewhere or food that you didn't actually have time to make, because remember, you were working for the system for 12 hours. You crash on the sofa, changing the remote control, and then you're watching television. And then in this television, it's just negativity, just trying to show you that, draining your energy even more. And this way, you don't actually have time. You don't have time to reflect on what else. What did I actually come here for? What did I come to planet Earth? I am not sure that we all came to planet Earth to come. I don't actually think there's anybody who came down here from wherever we came from to come here to work and pay bills and eat. I don't think that's what we came for. Everybody has got a purpose, but that purpose has been taken away because we have to work. Number one, we can't get away from that. But what are we doing for the other time that we could be changing the narrative, that we could be working on ourselves to get away from that system? What are we doing? We're scrolling down the phones. It's okay if you're scrolling down the phone to look for a business to do, to look for ideas, to see what other people are doing in a way to motivate you. But if you're scrolling down in social media, you jump from TikTok straight YouTube, you do binge watching. This is every day. YouTube, you finish, you go Instagram, Facebook, you go on all platforms, watching what people are doing, being distracted, watching cat videos, little kids running down the stairs. You see 11.8 million views. 7.8 million views, and then you check the caption of what it is that 11.8 million people were watching. My cat was looking at me. You say, are you for real? And these clips I'm talking about, some of them are even 5 minutes long, and millions of people are watching that. So they're literally binge watching things that are not actually serving them. You'll be watching somebody posting, my cat was looking at me, my cat was running down the street, and then they'll be watching 5-10 of those, and then they finish, oh, how not to eat noodles, for example, how to eat rice in a perfect way, and then they'll be doing some funny clips of, and then you'll be watching, and then you'll be wondering. So this is what a 43-year-old who came from a long day has been watching, and tomorrow they're still going to go back to that long day of working, and the day after, and they'll come back and be watching things that are not even helpful. It's okay sometimes for a 5-minute clip just to try to distress, or to unwind from a heavy, stressful working environment. But if this is what you're going to be doing every day, you come back from work, you're scrolling social media, and then you finish, you go on television, for those who are watching television these days, and then you'll be watching all those soap opera that we used to watch, all those series that we used to watch. You binge watch all those, you finish, and then you switch on to the news, the negative narrative that they'll be showing every day, and before you know it, 20 years is gone, and you're still going to that type of jobs, you're still exchanging your energy for current. Guess what? You will be powerless for the rest of your life. And today we're going to try to get you to understand that having your power is everything. Because when you take your power back, your life is going to actually be meaningful. Because you will have time, number one, which is the main thing, to reflect. And when you reflect, and then it will help you to work on your purpose. Like I already mentioned, and then abundance will flow in from every direction. And you realize you don't have to be going anywhere to look for this money. You don't have to be, maybe even be living in certain places that you've been living, because you will say, well, I work in the city, I am a broker, or I'm a this, so I have to be in central CBD. And then all the money that you're paying in high, like in capital cities, you'll be paying triple just the rent. The transport service is expensive, everything. And then just being in that environment, it's not good for you, for your mental health, emotional. It's not good for you in any way, even for your health. All the toxins that you are, inhaling on a daily basis, all that running, all the stress, high blood pressure. This is why you will see now young people. These days we're seeing young people with type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, hypertension is everywhere. Why is everybody stressed then? Why is everybody stressed? You're 27 years old, you already have hypertension, type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol. So why? So think about it. We are here to give you back your power, right? So eliminate as much as possible all these distractions that are not important. Not only social media, we have certain friends that we don't need. There are certain friends that sometimes, if this is what I'm saying, people need to have time to just reflect on a daily basis. There are certain friends that if you were to think about, what do you actually talk about? How does this friend help me on a daily basis? Is this person draining? Is this person actually, contributing positively to my well-being? Is this person motivating me? Is this person an inspiration? Is this person encouraging me when I'm down? Or is it somebody that I feel like they waste my time, which I already don't have? Time wasters. Gossipers. Oh my goodness. Gossip. Some of the people, it's like by the time they wake up, they cannot wait to phone. Did you hear about this? And then even the things they're gossiping about, it's not even something that is that important. And they'll spend 2 hours draining your energy, wasting the little time that you could have gone shopping, cooked, cleaned, maybe even exercise and do other things. No, you're busy gossiping about the boss that you are not even going to sack because he's your boss anyway. And then you'll be gossiping, but it's useless talk. It's time wasting, it's energy draining for no reason. So if you get rid of unnecessary social media that you don't need, to be honest, most of it we don't really need it. It's just like following trends, which is in the end making people to feel in a kind of way, because now you're constantly now thinking and looking at what other people are doing. It's just, or maybe it's about cats and things that we're just watching and laughing. That is not even really important. And television, be intentional what you watch. We're not saying that be isolated, that you don't know what's happening in the world, but everything that you watch, watch it with and take with a pinch of salt. It's not all negative out there, like they always want to tell you that, oh, this country there's war, this country this is happening, this country there's other good things that are happening in those countries. If not, which overrides all the negativity. But guess what? We are only tuned to the negative, so that when they keep our vibration low, then we don't have power. We would think that they have power over us. They're protecting us so that we don't have to go to those places where there's war. Even though in here we're having war between them, the system, and ourselves, because we don't have time, we don't have anything, we don't have free, it's a lot. But what I'm just trying to tell you is, it's perception. It's all mindset. But just be intentional. What you watch, is it beneficial? What else? What is the meaning behind everything? I always say to everybody, question everything. Even the things that you see in social media, question everything. Is this thing that I'm watching, is it meant to upgrade me? Is it meant for me to be happy? Is it meant to just distract me? Is it meant to make me to feel powerless? Is it meant to make me feel like I don't belong anywhere? So always be intentional. It's not everything scroll that you need to be watching. Delete some of these things. You don't need them. They're just wasting your energy and take away your power, when you could be using that time to invest in yourself, and find your purpose, what you're actually good at. Okay? So if we stop these distractions, what else can we do? What else can we do to take back our power? Because like I said before, if you feel powerless, then you have nothing. You have nothing. So another one is to stop seeking validation. What do we mean by this? Do you know there's certain people that regardless of how good they look, regardless of how intelligent they seem, regardless of what they own in this lifetime, I'm talking of monetary abundance that you can see, they lack self-worth and self-love within them. And they always feel like whatever they're doing, they still need external validation from people. Do you know how much time and energy is needed to be able to keep on proving yourself to people that I am the best, I'm better at this? You're constantly in competition with invisible forces. Do you know that? And when you are like that, you don't have power, you're powerless. Anyone can manipulate you at any point, because everybody that you see, you always feel like, oh, I need to prove myself to this person that I'm good enough. So now you're going to distract yourself, redirect what you were supposed to be doing for that day. Now you're going to end up spending all day maybe putting makeup or something, or doing your hair when you could have been reading for something else, because maybe you're going to see that person that you're trying to prove to that evening or that afternoon or wherever. So you now have taken away that power to give to that person without even knowing. Because now you seeking and getting that approval from that person is now going to be your main priority for the day, for the week, for the month, for the year. And that is already taken away all the energy that you could have used to manifest what you came here. To be honest, if you came here and you do not manifest abundance, happiness, joy, health, then you have nobody to blame but yourself. You know why? Because you have the power to be who you came here to be. But because you were brainwashed in a sense that you always have to seek validation from outside to say, am I doing the right thing? You are giving away valuable energy and valuable power that you could have been somebody. And like we always say, time is fluid. And time moves so fast. If you were to talk to somebody who is 77 right now, you'll tell you that time has flown. But they spend all that time seeking validation, external validation, approval, all this thing. And I'm saying we all came here for a purpose. And if you are thinking that, okay, my life is all about trying to prove something to someone, then you're wasting your time. And you're giving, you're powerless, because it's going to be a never ending situation. Because tomorrow, after you've proved to that person, is that the last person you're going to meet? No. You're going to change jobs. Another new person is going to come in. You're going to different places, different life. You know what I mean? And you're going to be spending all that time trying to think of, I have to, you feel obliged, like an invisible external force, obliged to say, I need to keep on proving myself. Guess what? You're giving away your power for no reason. And it's stopping you to be who you came here to be. And like we said, you came here to make it, right? So make it. Make it. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and stop wasting time. Because it's stopping. And how do we do that? How do you stop seeking validation? It's just one thing. Love yourself 100%. It doesn't matter. You can even wake up, your hair is all over the show, you're in pajamas, you come out and someone that is your boss or whoever is coming to your place and knock at the door, and you open and smiling, how are you, good morning, how can I help, are you okay? You don't feel like, oh dear, I have to run and brush, I have to change. No. You love yourself 100%. You don't have to apologize to anyone for anything. You are who you are. You're going to make it, and you came here for a purpose. So you don't have time to be there constantly worrying about what people are saying or thinking about you. That is not your problem. That is their problem if they don't want to manifest. That is their problem if they have enough time, which we know we don't have, to be thinking about other people and what they're doing. You, like we already know, we don't have time. We are behind time. We're doing catch up now. So let's concentrate on things that are important. And external validation is one of the things that we don't need, because it does not help us. It doesn't. Why would you want somebody to come and validate you anyway, when that person is constantly also worried about other things? You don't need it. We don't need it. We are here to make it, and we're going to make it big. And then another point that I think is very important, we should not overlook it, whatever we do. Another point which is important is mindset. So with mindset, you'll be amazed how many people actually blame others for the situation. So let's stop all this blaming others. When you start to blame someone, it doesn't matter even if it's a personal relationship, or it's a professional, or it's a situation. It's like you are already giving away your power. Why am I saying this? When you're starting to blame, to say, well, it's this workplace which is making me to feel this way, which is making me to be low in mood. I'll just give you an example. I've got this long-term friend, right? She works in this workplace and she's been there for 5 years. She hates that workplace. Why? Because she works long hours. Where she's working, toxic environment. low wages, low morale, and above all, very short breaks. So when you meet this girl every time, how are you? It's always, first of all, she will yawn. I already know the pattern. She will yawn in your ear and you're there listening. And then after she's yawned for, which feels like 5 minutes, she'll start to say, oh, my energy is very low. I don't feel okay. And this is every day for the past 5 years. So at first I used to think maybe she's got some medical problem. I say, well, go to your GP and get checked out. Maybe you've got something wrong. And they went, she did a thorough MOT. Everything was fine. And then later on, with the point of elimination, I realized that when it's weekend, her energy levels are a bit high. So she doesn't work weekends, right? And she's a bit happier and the yawning is zero. And then come Monday, it starts again. So in the end, I was like, why do you feel so tired all the time? She says, oh, where I'm working, oh dear, it's very toxic. The people are not good. And the break is very short. And then the money is not even enough for me to be able to live, to survive. And then I'm not even motivated to even to go up the ladder because I've got low morale because of the situation. So it's like, can you see? It's blaming. What could she have done to stop all the stagnation? If you check, it's all in the mind. I'm not saying when she's working the hours are not long. I'm not saying the environment is not toxic. I'm not saying that she's highly paid. What I'm saying is she has accepted this situation and given away her power to change it. And she's just now stagnant, sitting in that job, knowing that this is all it is: long hours, toxic environment, low wages, low morale, very short breaks, no rest whatsoever. And she goes home, she's tired, she's snappy to the kids, she's snappy to everybody, and she'll come back year in, year out, year in, year out. But she's given away her power. Not only is she giving away the time of this currency, this low wages currency exchange, she's also given away her power to change it. This is what I'm saying. Mindset is very, very, it's a tricky thing, because all she needed to do was just love herself 100% and say, I am worth more than this. I did not come to this lifetime to work long hours in a toxic environment with very low wages and not have a break. So for this, I am going to change my job. I'm going to do whatever it takes to change my job. So that weekend that she's at home, she could have maybe learned how to do maybe cooking, baking, do hair, do something else that she can work according to how she feels, okay? And be an entrepreneur maybe. You get what I'm saying? And do this transition. That in the next, maybe it didn't have to be 5 years that she'll be stuck in that job, because where she was 5 years ago, she's still there because she didn't change anything. She did not change anything. She's still blaming the society. She's still blaming the job. She's still, when she had all that 5 years to invest in herself. So this is what I was saying, that you have to take back power by creating time. When you create time, you'll be amazed how you can shift. It's like a paradigm shift. You can shift everything back to you, slowly but surely. Like I'm saying, even if she had spent 1 hour on trying to better herself, on learning, on that social media that I talked about before, that social media is not bad. It's what you are doing, what you're doing on it, which is not good. Some people are coming on social media to motivate others. I could be on social media right now. Some people are coming there to teach you to be a better person, to be a better mother, to be a better wife, to be a better, it's teaching you, to motivate you, it's helping people come out of depression, it's helping people. But also there's a negative to every positive. It's polarity, isn't it? There's negative and positive as in everything that we do. So when you think of it that way, instead of this my friend, blaming others, blaming the society, blaming the job, What did you do to change your situation so that you can take back for your power? So this is what we're going to do. This is what I'm going to leave you with mindset. So if you have a clear mindset, clarity is going to help you to shift the way your perspective in everything. Know that yes, I might have been powerless for the past 77 years, for the past 12 years, for the past 10 years, for the past 5 years. I had given my power to an entity, to a society, to a job, to a relationship, to whatever it was. But today, I'm going to take back my power by implementing the things that we talked about, by investing in yourself, loving in yourself 100%. Stop blaming others and think of what you can change every day so that you can be that person that you came with, so that you avoid being burnt out, so that you have time, which is the most important and precious thing in life. Time. Okay? Because later on you will see, if you don't actually succeed in getting your power back, later on down the line, you resent so many people. You're going to resent that job that you used to do. You're going to resent all those people that you used to know. You're going to resent so many things when you could have just changed it by changing your mindset, investing in yourself, loving in yourself 100%. Stop asking for validation from anyone in anything that you do. Just believe that what you came here to do, you're going to do it in whatever it takes. And you know what? 1 year from today, you're going to say, oh, I didn't know that it's possible. And for that friend, she could have just cut her hours by now. She wouldn't be doing all these long hours by now. Because maybe she would be going to that job for 2 hours, or maybe she don't even have to go to that job. That's not the only job in the world. There's so many jobs, so many with the trade that she's doing, but she doesn't realize, she doesn't see it from that box. It's like we've been put in a box, the power, you give away the keys and you stay in that box and you'll be waiting for somebody else to come and take you away out of that box. No one is going to save you. Save yourself by taking back your power and changing your life. Thank you so much. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel and share it with everybody, so that we can all take our power back and be who we came here to be. Thank you so much.